Hi there. It's the 24th of March 2024, and the SADC deployment of troops in the eastern part of the DRC. Recently, on Saturday, the 23rd of March to be precise, President Hakainde Hichilema of the Republic of Zambia convened what is referred to as a double Troika summit of the Southern African Development Community, those countries which have sent troops to the eastern part of the DRC. Attending were presidents from Tanzania, then Malawi, then South Africa. Those are the troops that have contributed countries, and President Ramaphosa, President Sulia Sumi, Richard Chakwera attended the meeting. Then alongside, also invited was President Joao Lorenzo of Angola, and then Felix Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Although Namibia and Zimbabwe have not contributed troops to the eastern part of the DRC, their presidents also attended the meeting. Of course, the conflict in the eastern DRC, Burundi has also sent troops, but Burundi is not part of the Southern Africa Development Community grouping, SADC, so it has not been invited. And then Rwanda, it's not part of the Southern African Development Community, and it's the source of the problem. Its troops are in Eastern Congo. They are fighting alongside M23. It's not been invited to that meeting. So up for discussion where the President Hichilema reiterated the SADC's commitment to the deployment of troops in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo. With the South African press in particular were quick to point out when the South Africans deployed their troops that the deployment lacked the air cover. There was no air support. Things like helicopter gunships, cargo transports for actually making sure everything works well. So that was part of the criticism, and this meeting was to address some of those shortcomings. And of course, there has been no mechanisms on how the troops are going to be funded, how the deployment itself is going to be paid for, and that was part of what was what was being discussed, and all those matters have been ironed out. President Hichilema also pointed out that the SADC countries are also looking for a diplomatic solution. And towards that end, they have appointed Joao Lorenzo of Angola, and is trying to mediate between the presidents of Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. So we'll see how that all work out. And then because of all this military build-up, the Rwandans are especially pushing for negotiations on social media platforms such as X, formerly Twitter. Rwanda has deployed its operatives, and there is a push for negotiations. Let me see if I can get you one of the tweets here. It says from someone called Robert Shibahiro Makena. It says FADC's, that is the regular army of the Democratic Republic of Congo, FADC's Chief of Operations Major General Chiko Chitamwe has confirmed that Kinshasa is in talks with SADC countries to see if they can help in DRC's planned war against Rwanda. So this is how it's coming out. The Rwandans and its paid operatives on social media platforms, they are now spinning out this propaganda that the DRC is actually planning to invade the Democratic Republic of Congo, or to invade Rwanda, or to an all-out war against Rwanda, which is not actually the truth. The truth is that the SADC countries, they have only deployed troops on Congolese soil, and if they are on Congolese soil, how does it end up a war with Rwanda? This is the question, and this is and then Rwanda and its ally Uganda, they have been fighting alongside the M23 in Eastern Congo, and then they are pushing for the Democratic Republic of Congo to negotiate. And President Museveni of Uganda has been vociferous in his suggestion that the Democratic Republic of Congo, President Tshisekedi and his government should negotiate with the M23. And the Rwandans, they use a newspaper called The New Times, and here I've got a tweet here. It's from someone called Ann Garrison, and it says The New Times is Kagame's newspaper. They have written me up many times. Ann Garrison is a Western journalist. I've not been able to ascertain which country she's from, and M23 is Rwandan and Ugandan militia fighting in the Democratic Republic of Congo, along with Rwandan and Ugandan forces. So of course Museveni thinks DRC should negotiate with them. Yes. So this is the background to all this. The Southern African Development Community grouping, the countries from there, they are pursuing a military solution because the Rwandans and the Ugandans, they are the aggressors, and yet at the same time they are pushing for a position to negotiate because they are literally on the back foot. They are on the losing side because in terms of numbers, they are outnumbered by the SADC grouping. And then they have got the countries such as South Africa, who's got economic muscle. They've got the hardware, the personnel, and the resources to actually fight this war. So let me see if I can get you an article about. Besides the meeting that took place in Lusaka, I think it's on Thursday, the Rwandan Foreign Minister Vincent Biruta, and then the DR Congo Foreign Minister Christophe Lutundula, that's him on there in the picture on there. That's Vincent Biruta on there. They met in Luanda, and that is Christophe Lutundula and Vincent Biruta, to discuss the issues that are likely to be the focus of negotiations between President Tshisekedi and President Kagame of Rwanda. Now, in the past, the issues are up for discussion. They have not been made public, but this is the newspaper, that's the New Times, that is used by the Rwandan government as its mouthpiece. And from reading it, you can actually see the position of the Rwandan government, and it says President Macron backs a negotiated solution to DR Congo Rwanda tensions. And then it says that's the other. It says Rwanda faces a serious threat from Congo, and that's the propaganda that's been dishing out by the Rwandan government. So now, going on past discussions or negotiations between the M23 and the DRC government in 2009, when the M23 was known as the CNDP party, it used to be a party, they actually negotiated for a settlement to the conflict that was taking place in the eastern part of the DR Congo that time. And at that point in time, in 2009, the M23 was insisting that it should be given the power to appoint governors in the three eastern provinces that border Rwanda, that is Ituri, and then the two Kivus, North and South Kivu. And they were showing the M23 should its members should actually be appointed governors in this country. Now, for anyone who's been following events in the Democratic Republic of Congo, you realize that the M23 are not actually local Congolese. They are Rwandans who have been sent into across the border into the eastern part of the Congo, and then they are infiltrating, pretending that they are actually Congolese. So Rwanda is actually using the M23, or pretending that the M23 is a local rebel force. It's not actually a local rebel force. It's Rwandans who are infiltrating local Congolese society, pretending that they are Congolese, and then Rwanda actually wants to use this as a stepping stone to actually end up annexing these 3 provinces. So in 2009, the M23 then was insisting that its fighters should be incorporated into the regular Congolese army, and then they should be given posts, and they insist on getting top posts such as like top officers like colonel, brigadier general, major general, that sort of thing. And then they were insisting that once those soldiers had been incorporated, top officers should only be stationed in those 3 eastern provinces. They should not be deployed anywhere else. So this is basically Rwanda planting its soldiers on Congolese territory under the guise that they are now part of the Congolese army, but they will be reporting to they will obviously be reporting to Rwanda, and this is a roundabout way of actually taking over these 3 provinces. And then in 2009, the M23 was also insisting that the provincial governments in these 3 provinces, that is Ituri, North and South Kivu, they should be given power to levy taxes. That is, they should be given powers of autonomy from Kinshasa, and so that's and then that agreement in 2009, of course, it took place on March 23rd of 2009, and then it was never implemented. And then the movement that split from that's why we ended up with the name March 23, M23, because they were saying, because it was never implemented, they are now saying they are fighting to get the Congolese government, the DRC government, to the negotiating table. So these are the long-standing issues. The long-standing issues between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda. Rwanda actually wants the 3 provinces, Ituri, North and South Kivu, to actually break away from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and then pretend that they are now autonomous. But that's just a stepping stone to actually Rwanda annexing these provinces in the long term. And this is part of the problem, because a long-standing principle among African countries in terms of like the independence, African states amongst themselves have agreed that they should actually maintain the colonial boundaries as they at independence. But now Rwanda is coming up with this philosophy where it's actually using military force to revise colonial borders, and this is a departure from the way Africans have been exercising their independence and sovereignty. So this is part of the problem. Rwanda is actually encouraging, entertaining imperialist, expansionist tendencies, things which we thought only the colonizers will do. So instead of having colonizers from Europe, from the Americas, and who are good white skin, the Rwandans, they are actually now trying to colonize other African peoples, and this is alarming. Right. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to this recording. I will actually make more recordings on developments in the eastern part of the Congo, and then within the SADC group itself. If you are interested in material of this kind, please subscribe and give me some likes. Thank you. Bye.